popcorn and candy.
You're going on a journey through memory. Your destination, a place and time you've been before.
That is right, popcorn and candy fans. Today we are reviewing Hugh Jackman's movie Reminiscence in more details. Obviously, I put up a short a little bit ago, but I had to go into more detail on this movie because honestly, it was that good. The trailer grabbed me right out the gate. Definitely was very, very intrigued to see Hugh Jackman in this role and to kind of see this post-apocalyptic world and what was going on, and it did not disappoint. Now, Hugh Jackman has definitely turned into quite a tour de force in the years. He's someone that I first knew from the X-Men movies as Wolverine, but he has expanded himself into so many great roles. I loved him in Chappie. He was fantastic in the robot movie Real Steel, which was really good, and even branching out into musicals such as Les Mis and Greatest Showman. His talent is just amazing. This guy just has such a great range while still holding true to that Jackman charm that so many people love, and you definitely get that in this movie. He is definitely someone that you can sort of sympathize and understand, and I don't want to say root for, but almost feel for as he's going through his journey in this film. The setting in this movie lets us know that the waters have risen, the world is a terrible place, and humanity has taken to the practice of literally reliving memories from the past. It's not the same as looking at a picture or a video the way we do presently to kind of relive that nostalgia, but instead it's physically reliving it. In the very beginning, one of Hugh Jackman's old war buddies comes in, now crippled with no legs, and relives a memory where he's running around playing with his dogs. So we can see how it's sort of the addiction of the sensation, physically reliving that. We've all had moments in our lives that we wish we could just relive it, just go through it again. I know I've had those moments more than once in my life, and I'm sure every one of you watching this has felt the same. And that's what gets the movie going. That's what starts it, is that wanting to relive it. As Hugh Jackman's character says in this movie, nostalgia never goes out of style.
We're closed.
I know, I'm sorry it's late.
We have time for one more job.
And there we have the main driving force for Hugh Jackman. What has him going? What has him motivated through this movie? The love of his life. This main character, femme fatale, comes in and steals the man's heart. Now, I can get tired, as most people can, with all the twists and the whole, overworked nonsense of just there's always something that is going to happen that's going to change what everyone's expecting and change what you were planning to happen. And this movie does not escape that. However, what's done and how it's done and the final reveal does such a good job of not being tasteless or boring. And again, Hugh Jackman did such a great job in this movie that I really couldn't do anything except just marvel at how well done this was. Yeah, there's a lot of exposition in this movie that can get a little tiring, but when you look at the whole story, it's great. And I really, really can't wait to rewatch this movie.
Where is she? Where is she?
Now, Hugh Jackman has a point because this movie would not have been as successful without both of his female leads, one of them being Thandie Newton. Now, she's one that I've seen plenty of movies with her over the years, and she is great in this movie. The torn and divided personality that she has, where she's really struggling with decisions she's made in the past and trying to help out her friend in this business, in his life. You really see the struggle that she's going through, and there's definitely a fantastic moment in this movie. I won't say when or whom it's with, but she does have a line that I just absolutely loved. And it just kind of shows who her character is and what they will either be or become by the end of this film. And just, man, I can't imagine somebody other than Thandie Newton taking this role and going as far as she did. Then we have Rebecca Ferguson, and as Hugh Jackman's love interest, I was absolutely delighted with her, both in casting and in her performance. She does not fall into that trope that really just dries out a movie, where she's just the hopeless love interest and wants to just have everything be happily ever after. She's very aware of the world she lives in. She's very aware of the role she plays in the movie in terms of who she is, because what drives Hugh Jackman's character is that she disappears without a word, without any heads up. She just leaves him, and he can't let that go. And as he's reliving these memories, trying to figure out what happened and why, where she is, what's going on, and we find out more and more about her past, it was so well done that it didn't feel used or, you know, that typical lather, rinse, repeat. There was more to it than that. Yeah, it's something that may have been done within reason in other movies, but Rebecca does such a great job in it that I just loved it, and I loved her. And all three of these cast members, along with the rest of the cast in this movie, did a fantastic job in telling this story. Without a doubt, one of my favorite things in any movie is going to be the music. Whether it's something like Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's a collection of songs that just gives you the energy and the mood and just helps you relax and feel like you're part of their world, because who hasn't listened to some of those songs in their own personal life? Or whether it's something like Hans Zimmer, where he composes something that just is transformative, iconic. Movies like Pirates of the Caribbean, Gladiator, Inception, all these movies that just have fantastic scores that mentally put you into that movie, where you can close your eyes, and in a movie like Gladiator, you can hear the battle cries, you can feel the intensity, you can feel the emotion. In a movie like Interstellar, where you can feel the tense and the struggle that the characters are going through, it makes the movie a movie. Like, I've never seen a silent movie, not gonna lie on that, but for me, music is so key to the success of a movie and putting you as the viewer in the right mindset and in the proper mood, that without it, I can't imagine a good movie succeeding without it. And Ramin Djawadi did that in this movie. Is this one of the best scores of all time? No. Is this something that I'm going to sit back and listen to on endless loop the way I did movies like King Arthur and half a dozen other of just Hans Zimmer's movies, for example? No. But the way he composed it to put us in the mindset, in the mood, this is not a happy world. This is not a world with promise or future. That is made clear out the gate. And this score tells you that. You feel it, you sense it, even in the moments where there's happiness, where there's joy, where there's hope. It's so limited and so temporary, and the music conveys that message beautifully. Ramin Djawadi's done a lot of work, and he's really one of those composers that I've really been surprised with how much of his work has been around, such as he did the Iron Man movies years ago. He also did Westworld. He's even done the Clash of the Titan movies. He's done really great work, and this movie is no exception. He didn't take the easy way out. He didn't do something boring or repetitive. It is definitely a score that I've already listened to at least once, and I'm happy to revisit it again because it definitely does a great job in just putting you in the right mindset. Well, we've talked about the actors, we've talked about the music, but what about the story? It's great. Hands down, a movie you can easily just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Nothing that's going to be overly convoluted and have you just confused as to who's doing what, where, why. But one of the things that I did enjoy while watching it was just trying to figure out, especially early on in the movie, where we are in terms of the main character's life. Are we in the present? Are we in the past? Because it definitely has a good mix of realizing that he's reliving memories and trying to piece things together. So at what point does the movie jump forward in time versus are we watching a memory rather frequently throughout it? So it's really interesting just to put yourself in that kind of detective phase and figuring things out. The overall story, I loved it. I could not complain. I really enjoyed the set pieces, the way the world has changed, the way, although there, again, is a lot of exposition, it's not unnecessary. And at the same time, it keeps the story moving, it keeps it going. And I had zero complaints in terms of the finale, the conclusion, and just how things wrapped up and finished up. And if anything, I really love just the finale. The last scene that's there with the characters, without going into spoilers, was just really well done and left you as the viewer, I feel at least, satisfied without giving you too much. I'm not a person that loves too much wrap up or way too much explanation at the end, like here's what happened with this person, and then here's what happened with this person, and this person, and this person, and suddenly a movie that could have been an hour and a half is now an hour and 50 minutes because they gave us 20 extra minutes of giving us every single detail of every person's life as to what happened afterwards. We don't need it, most movies, and this movie doesn't. It gives us our conclusion, gives us our finale, and it leaves you, the viewer, with the responsibility as the consumer to kind of come to your own conclusions as to how things wrap up in certain ways and with certain characters. And I really did enjoy that. I really did. And with that, movie fans, that's going to wrap up our review on the movie Reminiscence. Absolutely worth a watch as soon as you get the chance, whether it's on HBO Max or going to theaters. Go see it. It will not disappoint you. And overall, I think the best part about it is that it's nice to see these actors just taking on the role so well. And at least for me, seeing these actors work together for the first time that I've seen. I can't think of any other movies that I've seen with Rebecca Ferguson and Hugh Jackman, or I almost said Zoe Saldana, or with Thandie Newton. Just all three actors and actresses were just great in this movie, along with the whole cast. And seeing them, the chemistry, the way they worked together, the way they told us a story, just a great movie, absolutely. So give it a watch. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it. If you have seen it, let me know what you thought of the review. And also let me know what your favorite movie is with Hugh Jackman, Thandie Newton, or Rebecca Ferguson. Of the three, Rebecca Ferguson's one that I've actually seen the least amount of her work. So I'm looking forward to diving more into her portfolio and seeing more of what she's done. But give me a movie recommendation. Let me know what movie I should see with her or with any of the other ones in the movie. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one.